black on black violence. Oh shoot, and we back on, y'all. But just like we left off, to pick back up to, we opened up talking about police brutality.
Specifically, Michael Brown,
Mm-hmm.
the guy up in New York,
Mike Garner.
Yeah, we actually talked about him on Trayvon for a little second.
Mm-hmm. But now let's look at black on black violence a little deeper.
I'm not even, that's one thing, but honestly, I don't even want to go into that.
Okay, what you got in mind?
When I was talking about black on black violence, the reason I brought it up,
Mm-hmm.
I want to get at the motherfuckers who are sitting around using that as some sort of
scapegoat.
Not necessarily the scapegoat. I'm trying to figure out, it's actually diversionary.
Diversion.
Anything,
yeah.
But they're bringing it up as one of those things where it's like, okay, but what about this?
Right.
This dumbass Stockholm syndrome coon ass look what we do to ourselves thing.
Right.
When we got national attention on a problem that's been haunting us for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
For centuries. Now, I understand black on black crime is a problem, is an issue. Of course it is. We make up 14% of the population. And to have so many of us, going at each other, bodying each other, you know what I'm saying? It's madness. But there's no need to interject that into the national conversation at this point in time, because we actually got people who are supposed to be protectors of society, of the community, killing us.
But from day one, they were never created to protect us or serve us in our community.
Well, this is the thing. See, now, for me, I'm just going to tell you straight up, that sounds conspiratorial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get into it too much because it's iffy Andy type thing.
Right.
I know that a cop, no matter we red, green, yellow, whatever, as a cop, you're held to a higher standard.
Right.
So,
which they should be, but we're seeing in the news they're not, but they should be.
Well, actually, the thing is, I believe because of their elevated position, they get away with stuff that the average person couldn't get away with. So you see how that works hand in hand? You're held to a higher standard.
So when the same rules when
something crazy happens, it's all this, well, his training, his this, his that. If you ever had a court case, which I don't know many of y'all had, I seen personally, I don't know how many times, where a cop would come in to testify something about some drugs or something. He was able to see a dude do something or twitch his ass or something, and he knew that he had drugs on by the way he twitched his ass.
Yeah, okay.
But he's giving that credibility now in the courtroom because of his standing as a cop, as a police officer. So, my thing is, especially when it comes to black people, it seems to me is they're giving too much credibility. But if you look at the flip side, they're supposed to be held to a higher standard when it comes to being protectors of the community.
Right.
So therefore, you get the elevation from being higher in society, more believable. If it's my word against the cop's word, I'm going to lose because the cop has this. Right. But the flip side is, when they do something that would be perceived outlandish for the average person, that higher standard thing needs to be kicked in on that side of it.
Right. Because if you look at it, just like any other job, they are employed to do a job, and like you said, they held at a higher standard. So, just like any other job, with the Mike Garner, we see they failed to do their job correctly. We know if we on our job and we fail to do our job correctly, there are disciplinary actions that come with it. So, shouldn't these cops have to suffer? But, like you said, they're held at a higher standard. This
is what I'm saying. The flip side, the same way they held at a higher standard. As far as when it's a flip flop situation, if he ended and whatnot, as far as them having, a perfect case scenario, the cops is a chosen guardian of society. Therefore, they have the forthright in the mindset. That's what these people are assuming, because there's no other way you can explain how we get those two cases we named, that a man can get away with that. So that has to be in the forthright, at least of those grand jurors, or the majority of grand jurors that was able to release these people. But if that's the case, then when something goes wrong, it has to be a higher standard that they have to be held to. If you are trained and your trainer taught you that you had to do this, and your youth experience taught you had to do this, what if we flip it and we make it, well, shit, that's what the average person would have did. Because that's what they're using. Well, he weighed 300 pounds. He was charging.
Right.
So when a man says that, well, you know what? The average juror or whoever it was, yeah, he probably did have to shoot him. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You are a trained police officer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't do what the average person has to do. That's why we got you protecting us, because you're not average.
You're supposed to be trained to be.
You don't put a sheep to protect sheep.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is the madness, though. This is psychology. And I got to tell you, again, white people. I've seen so many people just on Facebook. My interactions on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
White people show up, and it's like they want us to all be universal.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? They want us to be even.
Right.
It's not going to happen. You know, you got 400 and some odd years just on the continent, just on the American continent of this, that, and the third. You can't get it. Civil rights was just 60 years ago. Matter of fact, it was less than 60 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jim Crow, probably realistically, Jim Crow went up to the 70s.
Okay.
They signed the joint in 65, 64. But you better believe Mississippi was slow getting shit right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Redskins didn't get their first black player in the 1970s. So the average person can't think this. You know, you caught up in your life, this, that, and the third. And if you're a white person, you ain't worried about no police like that. You know what I'm saying? How many people selling drugs in your block?
Okay.
Down the street from you. We all, you know what I'm saying? No criminal records. Well, I got criminal records, but no criminal records.
I ain't even gonna go into mine right there, but we done dealt with this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but how many people do you know that don't have a criminal record, but they still come to the same places where you go that they know stuff was going on, shootouts happen, motherfuckers pumping dope. You know what I'm saying? Hangout spots, because that's part of our community. It's ingrained. The vice is ingrained in the black community. White people don't have to worry about that stuff. White people in general. And this is the thing: when you try to make stuff even, it has to actually be even. You can't live. It's different reality. Your reality is different from mine, but your reality is reality. Same way my reality is reality. Now, you meet and you clash or you come together or whatever's going to be, but you meet somewhere and you make contact and there's some sort of collaboration. That's how our overall reality is developed.
Exactly.
But if you don't meet, if you don't change your mind, then your reality stays yours and mine stays mine.
Exactly. We stay divided.
The thing is, the division thing is on white people. I'm sorry.
Right.
I can't do it because there's no way logically you shoot a person who's running away from you. The person stops. You hit the person. You didn't shoot at. You shot the person.
Whatever happened to back in the day where a mother run away, they go shoot him in the leg or something just to subdue him.
No, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Subdue him.
Check me out. I'm not even gonna get into that.
Okay,
this I'm not getting into no nuances, Randy. I done made it so overall.
You know when we get to go.
We shoot him we shot at him. We hit him in the head. He died. No. Well, we usually shoot at people to run it. My aim ain't perfect. I can live with that. Okay. I'm gonna think something fishy, but I'll live with that. I can't live with you shot the dude, hit him while he was running or moving away or turned his back turned to you. And the dude turned around with his hands in the air and you kept shooting him as he fell to his knees and still kept shooting.
That's excessive force.
Yeah, I'm not even getting into we ran and you shoot the person, shoot him in the leg. Fuck, if you missed the leg and shot him in the head, no big deal. It's still fishy to me, but I'm not going to argue that. He was running from you.
Right.
But this dude got shot in the back, stopped, turned around, raised his hands. And we know that when it ended, the guy was on his knees, still getting shot. I mean, that's madness. The videotape. Man, choke this big motherfucker out for nothing. You mean to tell me 8 dudes couldn't restrain this man? The man was the man rowdy? I didn't see him move toward anybody.
Right, we ain't see him try to push the cops off, or you know what I'm saying? Put the cop in the choke or nothing like that.
This is another theory in my mind. It's not even a theory because I've seen it. These dudes are punks, man. Let's get man to man. That's what they're scared of. When the black theory guys, the black conspiracy, they're scared of the black male. They're scared of the black male. I gotta tell you, when I sit up and I look at some of this stuff, that's got to be part of it, at least, if not all of it. But it's at least got to be part of it. Right. How in the hell you got 8 dudes? I don't give a fuck if he weighed 500 pounds with some super judo, taekwondo, 8th degree.
Y'all trained to go, ain't no way in the world.
It's not possible.
Right.
It's not possible to me. So without a doubt in my mind, that has to be, to some degree, a good portion of it. fear of the black male. Now, an idiot will come along and say something to the nature of, well, you know, we portray that image. It don't matter. It don't matter. You're not a cop. Right. When I slap on that cop badge, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the valley. They send me out here to protect people. My inner pride. That's me now. My inner pride. Hey, look here. You do the backup. Let's take this dude down as fast as we can. Because we want to protect. We don't know nothing crazy happen to the standard guys. We want to get this over with, get out the street as soon as possible.
Right.
I'm not applying no chokehold to the man when the man's on the ground with his back behind, with his hands behind his back. There's no need for me to do that anymore. Right. He's already submissive.
You got him subdued.
But if it's 8 of us, I'm not even applying a chokehold. We snatching this cat.
Boom.
It's 8 of us.
Right. And we trained to go.
This is the thing, though, bro. You know, it's mothers don't want they shy away from it. I ain't seen too much about it on TV or whatnot. It's all white males that are doing this stuff. I mean, I just get to the bare bones of their punks. It's a punk mentality. Right. How many dudes y'all know went to school or knew from the neighborhood or whatever that actually became police officers? How many of them was captains of the football team? How many of them was popular with the girls? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being 100. Look at some. I've been here.
The cops, yeah.
I ain't been here 90 days, but I've seen a couple of cops.
Okay.
I'll fuck them up. I ain't trying to be funny, nothing. I'll beat the shit out of one of these dudes. I ain't saying I can beat all of them, but the majority of the ones I seen, I'll fuck him up. Period. You understand? Yeah. Tony, you're not a big dude. You'll give some of them motherfuckers I seen the business off your athleticism. Real talk. Real talk. But you know, people won't face that. They won't face the psychology of the interactions. Right. We're not equal. We're not even. It's none of that because they have a projected fear of the black male already. There's no other way to explain it. No other way to explain you shoot the man 6 times on his knees. You fired the first shot, which was really 7 shots altogether, in his back. Whether it hit him in the arm or whatever, you shot him with his back to you. Right. It's crazy. And people are trying to make, and I see people trying to make excuses for this, that, and the third. It's absurd. At some point, you just can't sit there and talk and petty fall and just talk. Man, I shot 7 damn times, man. Shooting while I was on the knees. See, we start talking about manhood and all that stuff right there. Let's take the race element out of it. Okay. Everybody know what a punk is. You Asian, you know what a punk is. You know what I'm saying? You Latino, you know what a punk is. You black, you know what a punk is. You white, you know what a punk is. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Used to be, when we told you in school, he was what? A snitch. Now, get that to the white people, the justice system, because it's all white people pretty much. Snitch. We can use them in court. Right. Let a cop tell something on the police department. Oh, let a police officer be the whistleblower in the police department. What is he labeled? He is snitch. He ain't no hero. Exactly. He ain't admissible in court. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's the psychology. See, that's the white people stuff. And I got white friends. Right. Some of my best friends, some of the best people in my life. I'm going to be point blank with you. I can name 3 people. And if I had to do a graph of the top 25 people in my life that were actually friends, at least 3 of them going to be in the top 7. And that's just, if I talk about just friendship, really stuff that you're supposed to do as friends. You know what I'm saying? 3 of them going to be white. You know what I'm saying? Now, I haven't had any interaction with them over these subjects on Facebook, so I don't think it's none of them. I just say that to give you, like, I got my things or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I guess you gotta call them prejudices or whatever, but it's not based on anything that I haven't seen that doesn't make sense to me on a logical level. Right. So, again, when I look at this stuff, where are the white people being capped down? Now, I'm sure there's been some white officers that shot a white dude unnecessarily. In their school? But where is it at, though? Where is it at, though? I'm talking about cops shooting white people. But where is it at, though? Where's the tapes of it at? Where, how come nobody, because you know it's somebody out there, they got Fox News, one of these conservative or whatever, one of these cop groups, you got all 300 million people in the country, you can't produce one tape? Well, you can't just say it about black people because they did it to these white men too. Where is that at? Why haven't we seen it at? Right. The Zimmerman joint started, what, 2 years ago, ain't it? Yeah, about 2 years ago, right? Where's the white joint at? Because I know it's got to be one out there.
Right.
Somebody would have put one out by now. Somebody on the opposing team
would have put it out.
So I mean, at some point, it's not prejudice, pre-notations or whatever, predisposed dispositions on subjects. This is what it is. There's no way in the hell I'm walking around as a police officer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I got 3 of my homies with me, 3 fellow officers with me, and we killing an unarmed man. I can't figure out anywhere in the world that's gonna happen. That's just me though. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm crazy.
Yo, man, that's just him, and it's just the 540 radio. Yo, show.